I'm Adrian Halkes, the director and producer of Electric Steps. It's a 5.5 minute day in the life of the Hong Kong escalator. It's the biggest people mover in the world. The initial concept started off as a capturing of life above and around the escalator, and it was going to be run slowly, but it ended up that we took over 18 hours of filming on 3 different cameras and compacted them into a short. We started very early, and daybreak, you can see, is on us pretty quickly as people go to work. There's a lot of ages and types of people on the escalator, rich people and poor people, and children, of course, here we see going to school. The rush to get to work and the scurrying pace that is very much part of Hong Kong is something I tried to capture. As the cameras were running at different locations all the time, the aim was to catch people not only on the escalator but as they came past the fixed grounding point, which is the frame on the right. So here we see somebody on his way to work. If you see the guy in the blue shirt, he's reading a paper, and as he is travelled with, we just see him pass on the B camera to the right. Of course, there are old people, young people, as I've said earlier, and the escalator runs downhill, so at the moment we're still seeing it in its morning phase, where people are progressing down the hillside in Hong Kong and on the way to work, and that goes on till about 10 in the morning. And when the escalator reverses, here we see everybody getting caught both on the left frame and then again on the right frame in the grounding camera. The cameras were mobile all day as well, and in this picture you can see that the escalator already has been actually reversed in the background, shifting the upward flow of people to the left of frame, while again the roving cameras moving around catching life on, over and under the escalator. Events happen every day. There's fires, emergencies, there are street sleepers underneath the escalator, and the trick was to try and balance all these different textures and personalities that make Hong Kong very, very rich. Working traditional people, and now we see the lunch trade kicking in. Food is sold above and around the escalator all over the place. Of course, the maintenance of Hong Kong and keeping the city rolling is important, and taking a quiet moment also. So I tried to capture all of these emotions at the same time. Some people even take a nap there, and one of the guys on the mobile camera managed to get this shot, which is quite enlightening. It's about a 20-minute take. We then decided to pull back a bit and really show the environment in context and how the roadways, walkways and foliage further up the hillside interacts with the escalator and the people on it. It's not a particularly industrial piece of machinery in a way, because it's more organic, it's almost alive, and it's just constantly moving, and the people in it are almost constantly in motion. Here we see a little video game being played by a girl on the street under it, and we transition from the day to the evening. Hong Kong is a different city at night than in the daytime for sure, and as many people went their way home, the idea was to capture a little bit of the mood of that slow but gradual wind down of the evening as people relax and take drinks. This was Valentine's Eve, so a nice evening to catch a lot of people who are out and about, including guys delivering pizzas and friends gathering for a few drinks, and the odd bit of wealth underneath there as well. So generally the idea was to take a whole day, and now we see it wind down as finally the escalator starts to shut down. People are nearly home, and come midnight, when actually the machine is switched off, you can still use it to walk up and down, but it's rendered silent until the next morning at a little bit before 6 a.m. The shutdown sequence here is indicative of how slowly and gradually it will become silent, and ultimately motionless, but you don't see that in this take because we roll the escalator itself out over the credits. That's Electric Steps and my view of it. You just saw about 18 and a half hours.